Well, the feast has ended, and now we have 2 episodes to review. Let's get to it. I never knew we'd have to deal with another Morty's mind blowers again, huh? Yeah, this pretty much was it. Another Morty mind blowers. Rick questions Morty's list of missions and brings in a observer, this rock formation that can actually project video for some reason. Now, some of these things are kind of funny. Like, mainly, we had 2 instances where some guy is sleeping with another guy's wife. First off, the guy who can only tell truths and the other guy who can only tell lies. And of course, Rick points out, it's like, did you sleep with that guy's wife? Yes. He guessed right. I forgive you. Really funny moment there. It is interesting, too, that looking at Morty's ways of disposing bullies, Gorilla Gun, which nearly kills one of them, he actually does succeed in killing one of his bullies when he turns into a boat. They end up on a deserted island, and sadly, the overweight bully passes away. My favorite part, though, is that they actually left the other guy off to die. Talking about which, sorry, Churi, they brought this churro to life and left him on Mars to rot. To me, the funniest moment was when the observer was on the sidewalk replaying other bits of how Rick was into keto for a while. This dark dying shaming. And of course, the observer brought up the fact that when Morty said, I'm gonna beat you up, you're gonna do what Jerry did last season? You know, he beat up the piss guy. Unfortunately, the observer passed away. Now, of course, they do make it funny because they actually have a trial. And this happens to be the video playing during the trial. Another really funny moment, obviously, was the sad death of Rick and Morty from Space Jam. Space Jam was absolutely awful. And, of course, we later found out the judge was sleeping with one of the bailiff's wives. This was a really funny episode. And it's, I guess, since they just killed off the big baddie, now we had to actually have a little bit of levity to it. At least it's in the next episode. Okay, when they brought up Kuato, let me say this. This was actually kind of a throwaway joke with the Battle of the Ricks, Rick Prime versus C-137. If you remember, Rick Prime actually has a Kuato, if you actually were paying attention. Not sure if it was acquired, like it was in this episode. Yeah, this is the one where, for some reason, getting buff somehow makes Summer popular. I don't understand why, but whatever. I do like the fact that when the 2 siblings were fighting, they fall into the pool, and Morty and Summer merge, where Morty is now a kuato. I also love the fact that Rick simply just does just reverse it immediately. He forces her to do more chores, in which Summer basically said, screw this, and ends up going to a bar off on a faraway planet. And here's my problem with the episode. The Taken part. About a decade ago, the Family Guy did an entire parody of Taken, and it was done much better. I've seen a lot more cartoons doing the Taken thing. I don't understand how it worked here. I mean, granted, there were some funny moments, mainly like Rick interrogating all these people, beating them up, not realizing that had really nothing really to do with it. And then like suddenly like meet someone who actually does know something about this, and he just suddenly stops, not really knowing what to do. The Taken part, unfortunately, is the more weaker part of the whole thing. As I said, this has been done almost to death. I mean, Taken's over 15 years old now. This movie has been parodied numerous times in 15 years. I can understand why Dan Harmon would try to do a parody of it. It's just that, unfortunately, I think in the story, it doesn't really fit as well as he actually thought it did. I understand the guy in the club. It seemed like the perfect opportunity. Oh, and the fact that the kuato had other kuatos in him. I also like the fact that the main guy who has a kuato is like Jesus Christ, because if you ever watch Total Recall, the one that doesn't star the Penguin, the one that stars the Terminator, the former governor of California, yeah, the kuato is supposed to be like a savior character. Yeah, kuato doesn't last too long in that film. But I'll say this. Open your mind. Nah, I don't think I'm going to open my mind. I'm going to be very closed-minded, not listen to anybody. I mean, after all, that's how people get very popular on YouTube, just being very closed-minded. Don't listen to anybody. Don't read the comments. It's all your fault, by the way, for watching this. Go to any video. Everybody's closed-minded. Sorry, I had to go into a small rant. By the way, if you want, please leave a comment. Yeah, this episode was not the stronger of the two. Although I had a lot of funny moments. It's not one of the weaker episodes. Thank goodness it isn't as bad as the turkey episode from a couple seasons ago. I was actually expecting that. Who knows? Maybe Churi might be the main baddie for the rest of the series. The Observer episode was very funny. And had a very good time watching it. The Kuato, about half the episode was really funny. The other half is just... Look, if the Family did a better job at it. You probably should have left it alone, Dan Harmon. Anyway, I'm going to check out. So until next time, bye.